Okay, we're going to talk about transformations of functions, and I thought let's just jump right to Desmos. Rather than watch me go draw these things on the whiteboard, let's have something that really looks good do the work for us. What I have here highlighted, you can see the red up in the upper left, that's the function f of x equals x squared. It's the parabola. I wish I could point to it, but you see this red comes down, hits the origin, and then bounces back up, and it kind of looks like the orbit of a comet. In fact, it's pretty close to that. But what I want to talk about now is I want to move the thing to the right 4 units. And to do that, I'm going to, in parentheses, write x minus 4 and then square it. And I've done that here. Let's show that right there. And you can see that in green, that has moved to the right 4 units. Notice minus 4 moved it to the right. If you think about it, what do I have to do to minus 4 to bring it back to 0? I have to add 4, if that'll help you. But basically, if you want to move to the right, you subtract 4 within the parentheses. If I want to move to the left, I'm going to add 4. You can see the purple is x plus 4 quantities squared. So x plus 0 squared, that's the first one that's in red. X minus 4 quantities squared, that's in green, and that moves it to the right. X plus 4 quantities squared, that moves it 4 units to the left. Now, I want to show you what to do to move it up 3 units. We're going to get rid of the parentheses and we're going to add 3 like that. That moves it up 3 units just by adding 3 to the function. Similarly, if I wanted to drop it 3 units, I would go with the x squared minus 3. Finally, the shrinking is very interesting. I'm going to now widen the parabola by dividing all of my numbers by 3. So I want to have 3 times as wide a parabola, so I'm going to do that. Now I'm going to zoom out so you can see that this parabola really has the same shape as the first one, but it's just wider when you compare it to the first. And if I want to shrink it, let's go ahead and keep the wide one there, and I'm going to now shrink it by multiplying my x squared terms times 3. If you think about it, that would, each one of these values is 3 times, the green is 3 times what the red is. If I was to pick a point, it's not wanting to do that. But you can see that the green rises much faster than the red. That's because I'm multiplying all my units by 3. So to recap, if I want to move my parabola to the right 4 units, I will subtract 4 within parentheses. If I want to move it to the left 4 units, I will add 4 within parentheses. If I want to move it up 3 units, I will add 3 to the x squared term, but not within parentheses. If I want to drop it 3 units, I will do that. Subtract 3 from the x squared term. Finally, if I want to make the parabola wider, I will divide by 3 if 3 is the factor that I want, and if I want to make it narrower, I will multiply it. Just to show you how wide we could go, I'm going to take x squared and divide it by 100. And you can see it becomes a very wide parabola. And if instead I do 100 times x squared, I get a very pinpoint parabola. Hope this helps. I hope you go to Desmos yourself and play with this to make sure that you understand how transformations work.